Modifying foods is a common practice in today's society with questionable risks and benefits. As a commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration, evaluating these effects is necessary to protect consumers from these foods. There are many benefits to modified crops that are often overlooked by the public that the FDA should continue to be aware of. Some people say that genetically modified foods have extra vitamins and antibiotics to create health benefits that the original plants may not possess. On top of the possibility for healthier crops, the production of these crops could increase the volume and quality of the produce. With more readily available produce, there is more food to be distributed among the hungry people in the world. While it may be easy to argue that these foods benefit society in a progressive way, the negative implications of these changes are currently not fully understood. While the FDA may be cognizant that there is significant evidence to support the idea that altered foods have a negative impact on human physiology, the FDA needs to take this issue more seriously. One negative consequence of genetically modified foods is found when looking at the outbreaks of disease connected to the digestive system. To see the effects of consuming modified foods, the Lancet, British Medical Journal, conducted a study on rats. Biochemist Arpad Putzai discovered that the majority of the rats developed stomach issues and weakened immune systems. These same results have been observed in humans. Respiratory distress, fatigue, and headaches are among the symptoms that are caused by modified foods, specifically from exposure to glyphosate, a chemical used to modify crops. Wendy Munson-Scullen, a scientist with a background in ecology and environmental science, notes that individuals exposed to glyphosate can experience neurological problems as well as increased rates of miscarriage. The National Center for Biotechnology can corroborate, as they have also found that the chemical toxicities found in herbicides can cause a range of negative symptoms. Because there are heightened concerns when these crops are eaten on a regular basis, there is even more reason for the FDA to reevaluate their current regulation of modified foods. Although it may appear that there is a lot of information concerning modified foods, less than a century's worth of research about this controversial topic exists, which limits the FDA's ability to prevent the negative consequences. While modified foods were designed to help increase access to food, data does not support that this goal has been achieved, according to Dr. Porto, a professor of pediatric gastroenterology at Yale. With more research available, the FDA will be able to prevent the negative impact of modified foods on the public, as well as successfully increasing access to food for many others. With more access to research, the FDA would have the resources to develop alternative genetic modifications to prevent further damage. In 1996, Monsanto introduced a genetically modified soybean that was immune to glyphosate, the primary active ingredient in Roundup herbicide. As this process has been done before, the FDA should be able to push for it to happen again. If it is not practical for altered crops to be made safer, it is a necessity for the FDA to find additional solutions. One way to do so could be by conducting meta-analysis studies in different countries. For example, the United States could collaborate with other nations where not as many chemicals or different chemicals are used on crops to see the discrepancies between the effects of these various practices. While altered foods clearly have their uses, the Food and Drug Administration needs to examine different ways to approach the situation to keep consumers safe.